Not gonna lie, I absolutely hate today. You might be able to tell by the look on my face or lack thereof. But I absolutely hate today. I came home for lunch and that was a mistake because now I don't want to go back to work. I feel like crap. My cycle started at I don't know, probably 1 a.m. I went to sleep so early last night, but of course my cycle started exactly like 2.5 to 3 days after I stopped the progesterone. I'm cramping so badly that like my body is shaking. Um, I feel incredibly nauseous. I just want to like get back in my bed and go to sleep until I don't know, whenever. Being at work sucks, but I have to be there. I have a lot of stuff that I have to do. Um, I did receive flowers from work, so that was really kind and nice. I think that was just a gesture in general for everything that I've been going through. I just mentioned that I did not want to talk about it. I'm like barely here. I just am burying myself in work today. Um, but yeah, I hate today. I just want to like crawl back into my sweatpants and put the blanket over my head. I don't feel well. I'm still kind of like overwhelmed with like what my next step should be, especially since my freaking period started today. Um, I don't I don't know. I don't know. I guess I I knew that it would start after me stopping the medicine, but I didn't realize it was going to start this fast. I should be grateful though, I guess, that I'm still like just so much bullshit, but my doctor is really encouraging me to like get back on the horse and like keep going, and they wanted me to notify them today so that we could like start all over and do an egg retrieval and all that, but that would mean that I would have to be back in California on Wednesday, and I'm just like so upset about how much time I've already taken off work and me having to say so soon that I have to take another day off of work on Wednesday and then possibly Friday. So I just really don't know what I'm going to do about that. I wish that it didn't have to be within the 3 days. I wish that it could be like within the week because then maybe I could do Friday or even like go Saturday, but I don't know. I might try to call and find out if that's a possibility. I have to call them anyways to find out from the lab if I even have any more viable donor sperm left. Because if I don't, I'm just like, I can just hang this up right now until further notice, because that means I have to go through the process all over again and like find a new donor and like find the money for that, because that shit is not cheap. So, I mean, I'm really like I have so much work to do. Um, like literal work, because I have so much that I have to like pay back, and like bills and like everything is just seemingly like crashing down on me right now, and I literally can't breathe. Um yeah, really don't want to like talk to anybody still or like be social at all. I just want to like sleep here. But with that being said, my lunch break is over, so gotta go back to the office.
Hi Carmen, I am an account holder. I've purchased probably 2 or 3 years now, and there is a particular donor that I'm looking to potentially purchase here in the near future. I have that donor number, but it has given me the alert to contact and speak with you all if I'm interested in additional miles.
Sure, let me check for it. What is the donor number?
16310.
or if you create embryos with us, you can report that, and then you would be eligible for any remaining vials. Should you not become pregnant, this donor will no longer be eligible for you to use.
So let me make sure I understand if I'm eligible because I have created embryos and I unfortunately did have a positive pregnancy with one of those embryos. It did not continue.
Okay.
Do I?
We can actually report that. So if we report it that you haven't, then that would make you eligible. Let me, did you want to go ahead and report that now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Can I have your first and last name?
It's because he's like out of vials, I guess. Well, I remember in 2021 they said that we had gotten the last vial. Um, and then here she says that unless I already have embryos or like a baby, then I like can't have any more vials. But wow, that's great news. I mean, it's unfortunate that I qualified that way, but I qualify, so that gives me an idea of like how much I need to scrape up for an additional vial to continue. Um, so it's going to be over $2,000 because that doesn't include like shipping and handling and all that crap. And then I have to find out like which one the doctor requires or like prefers because I didn't realize that there was a difference. I thought that IUI was better because it was like processed and like separated and cleaned and all that stuff. All right, that's something. 1895.
It's May 23rd, and excuse me. Like I'm really having trouble like getting my shit together, to be honest. Like it's only Tuesday, and during the week is when I have the most energy and motivation to just get shit cranked out and get back working on stuff and catching up, and like it's back to reality Monday through Friday. Whereas whatever happens on the weekend, I just kind of like melt away and disappear and just stop all things. But I'm having trouble getting the momentum. I have reached out to, I've talked to the lab. They told me that I have one more time to use my vial because they can only do 2 scrapings, and then like the third time they have to thaw the entire vial, and so that'll be it. So I only have one egg retrieval left, one good egg retrieval left to use my donor vial. With that being said, I also had to find out, if I could purchase another donor vial from the same donor and how much that was going to cost. Well, back in 2021, when we purchased, we got the last vial that was available to new people. And so when I called yesterday, she reiterated that and was like, unless you have a pregnancy that hasn't been reported, and she just kind of listed a few things that would qualify. And so I was like, let me just make sure I understand before I just say that I'm not eligible. It was like, I've had 2 embryos. One did not make it, and the other was transferred, and I did get a positive pregnancy, and but unfortunately that didn't continue. And she's like, well, that actually qualifies. We can report that, and you're now eligible for like the back shelf inventory that the donor has. And so she's like, the donor has 5 ICI vial types, and like I don't remember what the other number was for IUI, but it was like enough for me to like have one more. I did notice that the price of the vials has gone up. I know for sure that we didn't pay that much in 2021, but like what else is new? Everything is high. Like everything is $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. So like, you know, I'm not entirely shocked by that. Like I'm already kind of like numb to money right now. But just the the security that I feel um, from like there I have access to additional vials that makes me feel better. Even if after this next egg retrieval, I have to take a break and like save up the money for an additional vial to like start again, like that is fine. Not ideal, but it is what it is. So that's good. But other than that, it is the 23rd. So I remember when fertility telling me that I'm gonna have to renew my approval for IVF after the 22nd. So I don't know if I have to do that or if LIC is just going to initiate that. I guess they did before, so I really don't want to talk to them anyways. So I'll just wait a little while. Not too long, because when I avoid shit, then things happen. So I'll just wait a little while to find out. And then I called the nurse's station to see if I could by any chance prolong my baseline appointment for Saturday, because I've taken so much time off already. I really did not want to, like, I would have had to be there tomorrow. But they're like, the 6th day, cycle 6 is really like too late. And I'm like, if I can come cycle day 5 at the very latest, like what's the difference between cycle day 5 and 6? But whatever. So I couldn't get Saturday, but I could get Friday, which still gives me anxiety because it's still a work day, even though it might be slow and I don't think anybody else is in the office. It just makes me feel like crap having to take off so much time. So that's something that I have to discuss with both of my bosses here. Tell them that, hey, I'm not going to be here Friday, and then plus it's a long weekend, so I don't want it to seem like it's like I'm just taking all this like vacation time last minute. So there's that, and then the finance part of it, which really it's just about me having gas money to get up there and back, which that's not a problem. I also have to make sure that there aren't any additional bills or co-pays that they're going to want me to pay when I get there, because I'm just not doing it. I can't. And then depending on what they see on my baseline appointment, what meds they're going to want to put me on. So I have to be prepared to have money for whatever meds that they may want to put me on. I also have to prepare for the next day that they want me in, because if I'm coming right before the weekend, then like 2 or 3 days later, that falls into the next week, which is another day off of work. I'm hoping that it falls on the holiday somehow and that they won't charge me for a holiday. I don't know. I don't freaking know. This is just like, this is why I like had so like high hopes, and like there was so much pressure that built up to this like transfer, because there's so much involved. There's so like I can't even really like formulate words as to like how much went into getting the embryo. Like that was my best case scenario. That embryo was like the healthiest, most mature egg, the strongest egg that was able to make it through 3 day embryo stage. That took literal blood, sweat, tears, everything. Like, and so for me to like have to start over and like pray for another egg that is strong, mature, healthy, like I just really, it makes me emotional just thinking about it because it just took so much. Um, just thinking about the amount of times that I'm gonna have to drive up there and back, thinking about um, like I still have to study and understand all of the things that weren't necessarily covered when it comes to the lab and the procedures, and like kind of calculate how much that's going to be and like when they're going to want payment on that, because everything just happened so quick and I just wasn't ready. I didn't understand it. So there's that on top of like my life here. Like, again, bills, it's already the end of the month and I have to get ready for rent again. Um, there's like I'm overwhelmed and I'm really having trouble stabilizing all of my thoughts and emotions. I feel so out of control of my life right now. Like, yeah. Um, I have been like yesterday I stayed up and well, I didn't stay up, but I just came home and spent the rest of my afternoon and evening applying for jobs, because I can't keep doing this second gig that I have. I absolutely hate it. It's a lot of work for pennies. It's not really helping me. I dread doing it. So I need something else a little bit more legit, and a little bit more solid and guaranteed in funds, even if it's like minimum wage just for like a few more hours after like this job. I need that. The only problem is that I need them to also be flexible for when I need to like spontaneously take a weekday off. Um, I'm open to working the weekends also, but it has to be like nights. It has to be nights. And I need something like right away. So, I mean, I've been doing that. I've been like, I don't know. I feel like my brain and my heart is just like wide open, like bust wide open. I'm thinking about money and jobs and like my next steps with this. I'm thinking about like how I was supposed to be in school right now. And like by now I could have had that one class completed and I would have my associate's degree. Um, I'm thinking about like how expensive rent is, and as much as I love my apartment, like I have to figure out how to like not be a renter anymore, and like I need some like just thinking about where I'm going to live. And then I've been really emotional, so I've been thinking about like my ex, and like don't judge me, like doing all of this shit, everything about you is just blown wide open, and you just don't have any control over your emotions and like your thoughts. And I've experienced some pretty low, vulnerable, bottom of the barrel things, and like everything just kind of like rushes back to me, and I get angry, I get sad, like I miss things about myself and about other people and like connections and relationships that I had. Um, Thinking about like my life now, not just my social life, but like my life now, and how I feel like I don't get to enjoy anything because joy comes from like time or money. And again, this is just like my perspective in this moment right now. I'm really unstable. But for me, joy and entertainment comes from money or time, and those are both very expensive things that I cannot afford right now. Um, my friends and family have been amazing. They've been checking on me. They want to spend time with me. They are available for me to talk. But like right now, I just don't want to do any of that. Um, I don't want to do any of that. And like, I feel like I don't have time to even hang out and like think about fun stuff because even if I do, I'm like thinking I should be working or trying to make money somehow to pay for my next appointment or to pay for like whatever is coming up and like screaming at me. So there's like a bit of guilt um, built into that. And then aside from that, I'm just emotionally and physically tired. I want my friends and I want to hang out with them and I want to have fun, but at the same time, it's like I want to spend this Saturday and Sunday, if I have it to myself. And like, I just want to lay around and watch TV. Like, I don't want to have to like do anything. And I sure as hell don't want to pay for anything. I don't want to go eat out. I don't want to go spend money anywhere. And I know that this sounds like really bad because I keep bringing it up, but it's a very, very real, valid thing. Like, I'm realizing after this last situation that this year thus far, I have been paying for all of my treatments out of pocket. And it's like, how do you only realize that now? I don't know, but that's what's been happening. Everything that I've done thus far since January, I've been paying out of pocket. Like my insurance hasn't even really kicked in yet. I mean, it should now. Um, but yeah, I've been paying that out of pocket. I've been paying for my apartment that is way too high for one person. I've been paying for all of the bills surrounding that. Like, and I don't make any money at my primary job. Um, and again, I keep saying that I need to do a whole separate video on this. And I will, but I'm definitely at a like severe deficit. All the things that I'm responsible for right now are probably 3 times as what I make in income. So that is like the majority of my stress all the time, all 24/7. That's what I'm thinking about. Um, yeah. So far, I've felt like giving up many times and like what that looks like if I just give up and like stop trying to do this and like what my quality of life would be if I just did not. And that's been really difficult because not to say that I'm wrapping my identity around being a biological mother, but I really, really wanted this. Like, I've wanted this since I was a little kid. Um, and so without that and me being in a role work wise that I don't enjoy, me being single, me being where I'm at right now, and like just not attempting um, this journey anymore, it like I just don't know what else there is. Like, that's the best way that I can put it is like I just at this point I can't see like what my life would be like otherwise. I'm not the kind of person that like likes to party all the time and do everything that millennials like to do. I like to have a good time. I do like to travel. I do like those things, but I just feel like there's more to life than that. Um, there isn't anything that I absolutely love without a doubt to where I'd be like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on my career and do that. Like, there isn't anything. I'm an eclectic person. I love art. And even that, like thinking about getting back into art or like selling all the art that's in my storage right now that I'm paying for, it's discouraging because everybody fucking does art now and it's amazing art. And it's just like, I feel like I don't have a chance anywhere in life with anything because I don't know, I just feel so obsolete. So at this point today, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know how I'm going to live. I don't know what I'm going to, like, I just don't know anything. Everything is so uncertain. It's like sickening. But that's where I'm at. Really struggling here. It's May 24th, Wednesday, and I should be listening to Bible study. It's on, but I just need, I guess, to say this out loud in order to follow through with what my body and my mind is telling me. Well, to start, I just had this idea this morning that I needed to call LIC and talk to billing to make sure that I didn't have any more of a balance on my account before I call myself going up there for the appointment on Friday. Because I mean, I'm not driving up there if they say that I have anything due, because I shouldn't have anything due. But I called anyway just to get information. I'm at the point right now where I just need answers. And so, of course, I call, and granted, it was like 8:30 this morning, so they had probably just started, right? And the girl tells me that I had a balance of $150, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things, like compared to the thousands of dollars that I've been talking about recently. But again, I shouldn't, like, after last week, there isn't anything that I should have due. She was saying that the 150 was for the medication, was for the endometrium on May 17th. And I was like, incorrect. I asked for that because I was out and I paid for it. And she was just like, oh, well, that money was applied to something else, blah, 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 the 350. I was like, nope, I paid for that too. And I paid for the 120 something. So no. And then after that, I came in and split a payment for the remainder of my balance that was the $2,500. So where did this $150 come from? If you guys didn't mark it as paid, you need to, because I have all of my receipts, like all four. And she's just like, well, that's what it says it was. And I'm like, you know what? Is there anything else that could possibly come up between now and my appointment as being due? Like, is there anything else that's pending? And she was just like, your insurance is still, like, we're still waiting on payment from your insurance or whatever. But she's like, other than that, it's just the 150. I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. It's not the 150, but that's all I need to know. And so I came home for lunch and looked through my paperwork and my receipts, and sure enough, everything that was itemized, everything that she tried to say was the culprit for this, was listed and paid and taken care of. So they need to get their stuff together, because I'm not paying for anything at this point. My deductibles are met. Everything's been paid for. There shouldn't be anything else other than the medication or additional procedures that aren't covered. So, but that aside, like, I just honestly, like, I'm not mentally ready to start over. I have to be honest with myself, and I'm not mentally ready for it. I'm not emotionally ready to start over. Like, every time I think about just going up there to start, monitoring, I feel a very heavy sadness over me, and I don't want to. Like, I want to, but I don't want to right now. I, like, my head is way underwater. There's so many things that my real life um, needs, like, attention towards. I'm just not ready. And so, I think I'm gonna call them today and just tell them to cancel my appointment. And while that's canceled, between now and when I call them in June, they need to get rid of that $150 because I will send them these receipts so quick. But yeah, so that's it. I'm done with this part for a minute. I don't want to take a break per usual. Like, I never want to take a break. I want to keep going, like, every day, let alone a whole month takes away from what I'm working towards. But like, if I push myself to do this on Friday, I feel like something bad is going to happen, and I can't have anything else bad happen to me right now. Like, I need a break. I need to be able to breathe. So, as sad as it makes me, and as like anxious as it makes me to like not be continuing like right away and just getting right back on the saddle, um, like 55% of me is saying don't do it. So, yeah, that's it for now.